Today we're going to talk about the quotient of powers property. Last time we talked about the powers of product of powers, which was multiplying. Now we're going to talk division with the quotient. Here's our discovery of this all. So we're going to do 7 to the power of 7 divided by 7 to the power of 3. So 7 to the power of 7, we need 7 sevens. There's 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to divide that by 7 to the power of 3. Whoops, I said 3 and wrote a 3. If you look at this, we have 7 divided by 7. That equals 1. We're going to cancel that out. Another 7 divided by 7 is 1. 1 more cancels out. All we have left with then is 7 to the power of 4. So what I want you to do is look at our problem and look at our answer. Can't really see that, sorry. And see if you can find a shortcut. Let's do it again and see what we come up with. A to the power of 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Divided by a to the power of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we're going to cancel, 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 cancel. We have 3 left. We have a to the power of 3. So think back. Does our shortcut that you thought about work here? Hopefully, you found that it was the top exponent minus the bottom exponent gave us 3. So in your notes, let's get it written down. In words and in numbers and algebra. This part just basically means that you're not going to divide the bases, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So pause the video and write down whatever notes you need to have. So now let's do our practice. 2 to the power of 6 divided by 2 to the power of 4. We're not going to do 2 divided by 2. We are going to do some dividing with numbers, but those are going to be coefficients. These are the bases. So we just do 6 minus 4. We have 2 to the power of 2. And you don't have to solve it. Just write it using an exponent. Our base is -7. We're doing 9 minus 3. So we have -7 to the power of 6. H to the 7th over h to the 6th. 7 minus 6 is 1. You can either use an exponent or 1 or just write h. Either way is correct. So pause the video, do the next 4, and see if you come up with the same answer. We have 9 to the power of 3. 4 2/10 to the power of 1, or plain just 4 2/10. -8 to the power of 4, x to the power of 5. Hopefully you got them right. So now let's put the coefficients in front of them. So now we're going to look at just the coefficients. So we have 28 divided by a -4. That gives us a -7. So that's going to be sitting out in front. Then we have our exponent, our variable with our exponent. I'm going to use blue again so we can see this. G, 12 minus 3 is 9. Let's do it again. Just the coefficients. 30 divided by 5 is 6. Now we have our A's. A to the power of 1, or just plain A. N, this was a coefficient of 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. So n to the power of 5. Try these on your own. Pause the video and come back and see if you got them right. So 21 divided by 7 is 3. Z to the 10th minus 9, so z to the power of 1, or just plain 3z. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 8 minus 1 is 7. 2 divided by 8. This is a tricky one. 2 divided by 8 gives us 25/100ths, but because we're in a fraction, I'm going to leave it as 1/4. So I'm basically simplifying it. Now, 5 minus 3 is 2. 9 minus 1 is 8. Now we're going to do both multiplying and dividing. We're going to do both the products and the quotients. So let's do the top first. 3 to the 4th times 3 to the 2nd. Remember, we're going to add our exponents, so we get 3 to the 6th over 3 to the 3rd. Now we're going to divide, so we're going to do 6 minus 3. We get 3 to the power of 3. So you're going to kind of do them in 2 steps. Here, there's 2 different ways of doing it. So let's do it this way first. I'm going to multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. So I have a to the 10th times a to the 7th gives me a to the 17th. So a to the 6th times a to the 4th gives me a to the 10th. Now I'm going to subtract and I get a to the 7th. Let's do it again the other way. This time let's divide first. A to the 10th divided by a to the 6th gives me a to the 4th times a to the 7th divided by a to the 4th gives me a to the 3rd. Now, if I put them together, I get a to the 7th. Same answer. I don't care which way you do it. Pause the video and try these 2. Bottom first, 2 to the 15th divided by, add them together, 2 to the 8th. Now I subtract, I get 2 to the 7th. I'm going to go across d to the 14th divided by d to the 9th, because I add them together. I get d to the 5th.